Is it streamed now?
Brian, you can't walk away from your broadcast. You're live.
Is it now streaming to the website?
Yes, it is. We're live.
I can't believe I failed.
Mistakes happen. And then you're just gonna build back up from it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So what happened with the camera?
It wasn't working properly, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to take it home and look at it.
All right, because the minute you plugged in the cable, the monitor on your camera went out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take a look at it again.
We're on stream.
James, what's your where you from? What town? What?
Milton, you're live.
Hold on. Come here. I can't actually hear you because of the noise.
I think you said Milton.
Oh, we already started?
Yeah. We started.
Milton, Mass. And Bob is from After 2 frames, Bob Lee has 2 10s with a 20, and he's starting his 3rd frame right now. Bob looks really incredible today on this December 9th, 8th? 9th of 2022. Bowlers can't be discouraged from knocking out 1 pin, so Bob's gonna knock them all down, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a 10 on this box. Bob Lee's been bowling for a very long time. He's a really good pro, and he's see, that's what I'm talking about. 3 10s in a row after 3 frames. Now, he is a really good opponent today. He's bowling against James Humes. He resides from Milton, Massachusetts, and he'll be up next. And Bob has 2 more frames to go. This is an easy frame to get a spare on, if you hit it right. I'm pretty sure Bob could do that. Nope. Missed a spare. But he has some lumber in front of that wood right now. In front of that pin. And here he goes. Oh! He just missed it. So his streak of 10s came to an end at the 4 frames, and he has 39 after 4. And Bob is bowling on alley 15 here at Timberlane's Bowling Alley in Abington, Massachusetts. Very nice shot in the 5th frame. He has the diamond right now. And I'm going to guess he's going to get a spare in this frame. Missed that. Well, I'm Brian Liss. I'm your host for today here at Timberlane's Bowling Alley in Abington, Massachusetts. And he gets a 9 in the 5th frame.
as well as I will ever pay.
So after 5, Bob Lee has a 48, and here comes James Humes, ready to take on Bob Lee. And James bowls his first ball on the first frame of the first string. Yeah, James is a pretty good bowler too. He bowls in my Tuesday night men's league here in Abington. And James gets a 8 frame on the first box, but bowlers shouldn't be discouraged getting an 8 after 1 frame. Incredible shot. James is an incredible bowler. I'm gonna do that. And I have a radar detector with me, and James is bowling 26 mile an hour ball right now. So, yeah, he's throwing a lot of heat right now. Still 26 mile an hour ball. 26 mile an hour. And after 3, James has a 27 with a spare fill coming up. Here comes James. He's throwing his fill. And James ends up with a 5 fill after 3 frames on a spare. Here comes the next ball. And James has a 41 after 4. So the chances of James throwing a 7 and tying Bob Lee right now is pretty good. But I'm not going to guess that he's going to be doing that. I'm guess James is thinking spare all the way on this 5th frame. And here he goes. And he gets a spare in the 5th frame. So after 5, James Humes has a 51 with the spare fill coming up versus Bob Lee with a 48 after 5. And Bob is on alley 16, ready to bowl his last 5 boxes in string number 1. And here he goes. Bowls his first frame, and frame number 6. And Bob has 1 more ball left in the 6th frame. That's what we have. And Bob is going back to his string of 10s right now. Bob Lee has another 10. And Bob has a 58 after 6 right now. So the winner of this match tonight gets a really good prize. He'll get a hug from the host right behind this microphone. And congratulations of being the champion of this bowling match. And Bob has a 67 after 7 frames. Bob Lee with a 67 after 7. On to the 8th frame in alley 16. Oh, he just missed the strike. Now he has a lot of lumber down there. So does he go for the pin or does he go for the lumber and try to ricochet the ball off? Oh. It's pretty tricky doing that. Make your decision. Go for the pin, go for the wood. Go for the dead wood. Back to the string of 10s. He has a 77 after 8. Bob is throwing a really good ball today. And he is throwing... Bob Lee clocked in at 32 miles per hour on his row. So Bob Lee is throwing 6 more miles than James Humes. But in can-of-pen bowling, speed does not determine how well of a bowler you are. It's more of accuracy. So you can't determine how well a bowler is on how fast your ball is. That's just my point of view. So Bob has an 86 after 9 frames. .94 in the first string for Bob Lee. And James has bowled a 6 fill for his spare, and he missed getting another spare. And James is still throwing a 26 mile per hour ball right now. After 6, James has a 64. On to the 7th frame for James Humes, residing from Milton, Massachusetts. Oh, he just missed that strike. We had 2 bowlers missing a strike on the same alley. Same pins, except James has a lot of wood right now. And he hits the spare. James Humes, 3 spares in the first string, 74 after 7, with the spare fill coming up. And here comes James's first ball for his fill. And he ends up with a 6 fill. So he's going to be going for the 4 horseman right now. And he hits it with another spare. James Humes with a 90 after 8 frames with a spare fill box coming up. Here he goes. Oh, he hit the spread eagle. That's a 4 fill. That was a very good attempt to get another spare. And he ends up with a 10. So James Humes has a 104 after 9 frames in the first string. So he has a 10-pen lead on Bob Lee. Here he goes, 10th frame. Punches out 2. He just missed another spare. After the first string, James Humes with a 113, Bob Lee with a 94. Are we live on YouTube?
YouTube and I think Facebook. I have a monitor.
Oh, you are? Oh, cool. And we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you love this broadcast and you love the commentary right now, we just started the second string. We're here at Timberlane's Bowling Alley, and we have a really cool match going on with Bob Lee and James Humes. And James Humes just won the first string with a 113. And Bob Lee had a 94. So Bob just got a spare in his first box in the first frame at the beginning of the second string. So I think he's more determined now to beat James in the second string. I don't think he wants to go down without a fight. Look at that. 8 fill. 7 fill, I'm sorry. Here he goes. He has a lot of wood down there on alley 15. Oh, he just missed another spare. Leaving a lone pin in the back of the alley with no wood behind it or around it. Missed it by that much. After 2 frames, Bob Lee has a 26. So if you love this broadcast and you want to see more Friday afternoon bowling, just leave us a comment. Candlepin Bowling, coming to you live from Timberlane's Bowling Alley in Abington, Massachusetts. And if there's any bowling pros out there who want to come down here and take on Bob Lee or James Humes, just drop us a message and we'll gladly take on any challengers down here. And we'll do it live on Facebook and YouTube. And maybe we can set up a date for future telecasts. There we go. Bob Lee has another spare. So Bob Lee has bookend spares in the first and the third box right now. And he has a 36 after 3. Ooh, Bob just hit another spare. I think Bob Lee is really determined to beat James Humes in the second string. And he has a 50 at the 4 frames, and he has a spare fill coming up in this box. Here he goes. And another 4 fill. Chopping away, getting closer and closer to 100 right now. A lot of one piece of wood bound down there. I think he has a pretty good shot of getting a 10 right now. Oh, and he ends up with an 8. He should have had a 10. But after 5, Bob Lee has a 62. And here comes James Humes, ready to defend his 113 score from the first string. And James is going, is like, I want to start with a strike. Yeah. So, James gets a spare. So, James and Bob, they have matching spares in the first frame. And it's like, James is going, it's like, you can't beat me. Wow, what an incredible fill. James has an 8 fill on his first frame. And here comes the second Bob. 2 spares in a row for James Humes. So after 2 right now, James has a 28 with a spare fill box coming up. I'd like to say this has been a really good match today. And James has a 5 fill after 2 frames. Here comes the next box. Just missed that. He was thinking spare all the way on that box. James ends up with an 8. So after 3, James Humes has a 41. James on his 4th frame. James has 3 pins on the right, 2 on the right, 3 pins on the left, 2 on the right. Here comes his 3rd ball in the 4th frame. And James ends up with a 10. James has a 51 after 4. And we're here in the second string. James is on his 5th frame right now. He's going to go for its spare. He just missed that. And here comes the last five boxes in the second string. So after 5, Bob Lee has a 62, James Humes with a 58. And Bob Lee is on fire right now. Bob was going. It's like, you can't come back and beat me. And Bob Lee with a spare in the 6th frame. Bob is thinking, I'm going to beat that 113 of James Humes from the first string. And Bob has a 7 fill on that box. Now Bob has a piece of wood down there on that frame. And he's blowing his second ball right now. Oh, he just missed a spare. That must have hurt. That's going to come back and hurt, maybe. Here comes his third ball. And Bob Lee ends up with a 10. After 7, Bob Lee has an 89. And we're here in the second string down at Timberlane's Bowling Alley in Abington, Massachusetts on just Friday, December 8th, 2022. Yeah, we're the pin is still moving. I say Bob should aim for the V or those 2 pins to get that spare. Right in the V. Well, he missed the V, but he got the spare. That was a good box. Bob Lee has a 99 right now after 8 frames, and he has a spare fill coming up. And here comes the spare fill. Wow. An 8 fill with the possibility of another spare. Oh, I don't think that was where he wanted to throw the ball. He ends up with a 10, but the ball, that pin did slide over, so ends up with a 9, I'm sorry. So after 9, Bob Lee has a 116. So he beat James's first string, but he's going to go for more pins. Bob is attempting to go for more pins. They get an even higher score than James did in the first string. So he missed a spare. So right now he has a 124 right now with 2 pins left. So he ends up with a 125 after the second string. So after 2, Bob Lee has a 125. Wow. James Humes just got a spare. Did you see that? That was incredible. James was like going is like 125. You can't. I'm not gonna fall to a 125. James has his third ball. James has a 9 drop in the 7th frame, and after 7, James Humes with an 80 right now. And here he goes in the 8th frame. Oh, look at that. Now, I'm going to say he should be set up for a spare right now, but it's never guaranteed in this house. They got a spare, but he just got one. So, after 8, James Humes has a 90 with a spare fill coming up. And here he goes with the spare fill. In the 8th frame. Oh, again, an 8 drop. That was perfect throw. Here he goes. Another spare for James Humes. The James Humes, after 9 boxes with a 108 and a spare fill coming out. Oh, that must have hurt. Yeah, 4. So here we come to the 2nd frame. The third ball coming up. Oh, well, coming back. So after 2, Bob Lee has a 125. James Humes has a 120.
Alicia, that one we're on lane 50, we can set up over there.
Yeah, I'm switching to a bigger one first.
Here we are at the beginning of the 3rd string. Bob Lee missed a spare in the beginning of the 3rd string right now. He ends up with a 10. So Bob had a spare in the beginning of the 2nd string, right, and now he's going back to his string of 10s right now. So James still has a commanding lead right now after two strings, even though Bob Lee got a 125.
I need to look in a minute. Sorry.
So James Humes has a 233 right now after two strings. if I had to put my money on either one of these bowlers right now, I'm gonna say I'd have to put my money on James Humes being the favorite to win this match right now. So we have Bob Lee. He's up there right now bowling. A really good, incredible bowling pro. And we're here in the third string right now. Oh, a very odd gutter ball for Bob Lee. So Bob Lee, he's been bowling for a long time. He's probably up there with the bowlers like Donnie Richmond, Craig Holbrook, Matt Nichols, Chris Jones, all those incredible candlepin bowlers that have been bowling a long time. So how many of you out there listening right now, watching us on YouTube and Facebook, would love to see Bob Lee take on Chris Jones, Matt Nichols, Donnie Richmond, or Craig Holbrook on a Friday afternoon down here at Timberlanes, and we can go live on Facebook and YouTube. And maybe the winner will get a free pizza at Lucci's pub at Timberlane's Bowling Alley. Did I say free? Oh, we'll figure it out. So, after 4 right now, Bob Lee has a 38 with a 4 fill on his spare. Here in the middle of the second string. Misses another 10. After 5, Bob Lee has a 51. And here comes James Humes, ready to defend his lead right now. And James Humes opens up the third string with a strike. He's like going, in your face, Bob Lee. Do you think you could beat me? I don't think so. I think that's what James Humes is thinking. And here he goes. First ball. On his frame of a strike. James has a 28 after 2. Here we go. James Humes is throwing some serious heat right now here in the third string. In the first 2 strings, James Humes was throwing a 26 mile per hour ball, and now he went up a notch. And he's throwing a 27 a mile an hour ball. There he goes. We're in the fourth frame. In the third string, James Humes, bowling, residing from Milton, Massachusetts. James is an avid bowler. He bowls in the Tuesday night men's league down here at Timberlanes in Abington, Massachusetts. I've bowled against him many, many times, and he's a really good challenge to bowl against him. Look at that. Another strike. Bookend strikes. One in the first frame, and it's like, oh, I'll get another one in the fifth frame. And I'll sit down and get ready to bowl my fill when I come back up on 16. Bob Lee shaking his head is like, look what I got to do to beat him. And here he goes. Bob Lee, sixth frame. And in the third string. Oh, Bob answers the sixth frame with a strike. And that was a commanding strike. That wasn't just any ordinary strike. That was a strike saying, I'm going to come back and beat you. Here we go. First box for the fill. Oh, that was tipping. Jump. That pin was tipping. That should have been a spare. So after 7 frames in the third string, Bob Lee has an 80 right now over James Humes, who is waiting to go up and fill his 53 strike fill. Here comes Bob Lee's third ball in the 8th frame. And he ends up with a 9 on the 8th frame. So after 8 boxes in the third string, Bob Lee has an 89 with 2 more frames to go. And here we go. Bob Lee getting set on the 9th frame. He throws it. And he ends up with the diamond. Set up on this frame. And here comes the second box. Second ball coming up. He's set. He throws. And he misses the spare. Now the diamond setup is usually the easiest spare that any bowler can get, if you hit it right. And he ends up with a 9 on the 9th frame and the 3rd string. So after 9, Bob Lee with a 98. Now, right now, he's 4 better than the 1st string. So he has a possibility of getting a spare right now. I don't want to talk too soon, but I don't want to jinx him. Here he goes. Bob Lee. Second ball. Oh, he misses the spare. He's staring at that right now. He took a long stare after he threw that ball. I was like, how did that miss? Bob Lee, at the end of the third string, with a 108. Here we go. Another spread eagle at the beginning of the 6th frame, but he has his fill right now on the strike. So he has a 5. That's a brutal 5 fill on that. The James, after 6 frames, has a 66. The James ended up with a 10 box in the 7th frame. He has a 76 after 7 right now, with 3 frames to go. In the 3rd string, he bowls. There's a possibility this could end up as a spare. If you hit that head pin the right way, it should kick over to the right. And it didn't go. I think he wanted to go over to the other side of the head pin. He sliced the head pin over to the right. Another 10. So James has an 86 after 8 right now. There you go. We got his 3rd ball coming up on the 9th frame. He throws another 10. So what James Humes needs another mark so he can put an exclamation point on this string. And say, I'm a better bowler than Bob Lee. That's what James Humes was thinking. And he nailed the spare. It wasn't a strike. I was hoping a strike. But James Humes ended up with a spare on the last frame. And here he goes. With the spare fill. So James Humes with a 111. Here we go. We're going to be starting the 4th string right now. So Bob Lee, at the beginning of the fourth string, has a 8-box. So he misses his normal 10 box.
Your chords broken.
Oh, I got some HDMI cable.
That's what you needed to do on the last ball.
Here we are. Bob Lee bowling down here at Timberlanes on a very cold, blistery Friday afternoon on December 8th, 2022. At 9th?
Yeah, December 9th.
Oh, December 9th, I'm sorry. I think it's the 8th, but it's not the 8th. It's the 9th. Yesterday was the 8th.
Honestly,
But if you're watching right now, I'm sure people will be leaving some comments in the chat saying, it's the 9th.
no comments about that yet.
No? No comments about that? Do we have any comments? Oh, let's see. Oh, I want to give a shout out to some people right now. Matt Nichols is like, oh, I'll be at Timberlane shortly. Hey, bring it, Matt Nichols. I'm not dressed for bowling, but you can come down. William Lugo. I want to give a shout out to William Lugo. Justin Thayer. Who else? Dave. Oh, Dave Pearson. Ah, cool. Cool. And everybody else watching on YouTube or Facebook, share this with all your friends and let everybody know that Canopin Bowling is back.
Massachusetts Classic.
Yeah, Massachusetts Classic Bowling is coming back. The sport that no other television network wants to cover. Canopin Bowling is real bowling over 10-pin bowling. And I'd be willing to take a challenge on that any day. Canopin bowling is more challenging than 10-pin. That's what I think. Oh, you know I want a rematch? Of course I want a rematch. I don't want to embarrass Matt Nichols on live television and have him cry if I beat him. And then I would have video proof that I can actually beat Matt Nichols. So after 5, Bob Lee has a 51. So Matt Nichols is like, I just don't want to embarrass you on live television that you come down here and I end up whipping you and saying that you got to back it up. And just say, oh, I'm coming down. I mean, it's not like you're going to sneak up on me right now while I'm talking live on YouTube. I mean, I almost beat you the other night. I mean, it was 3 pins. I lost to you by 3 pins.
Hey, Brian, there's action going on.
It's what?
Action going on.
I know. And James Hughes just started the 3rd string, and James and Bob, they both started off with an 8.
2 pins short of a spare or a 10.
4th string.
4th string. Oh, I know. I got all the scores over here. So James has a commanding lead right now on. Oh, look at that! 8 with a spare in the second frame. Wow, that's incredible. Oh, look at this! I have a special guest right now standing next to me. I got Matt Nichols. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. You ready to lose to me in a little bit? I came just to bully you.
Oh, you did?
Some good old-fashioned bowl of trash talk there.
Oh, I know. James has back-to-back spares. He's like going. He's like, I'm gonna put this away early, and I'm gonna beat Bob in the third string. So right now, after 3 frames, James Humes has a 37.
I still have some hope for Bob and possibly winning.
All right, there's another 5 fill. This has a possibility of dropping right now. Nope. He missed that. Wow, look at that. So after 4 frames, James Humes has a 48. Here in the middle of the 4th string, here at Timberlane's Bowling Alley in Abington, Massachusetts, and that's a delayed strike. It's like, oh, I knocked the pins down, and one stood up, and I'll go over. And look at that, James Humes broke the alley. Very nice strike, James. We're doing this. We're not doing this live on TV.
What? You want to bowl me live? Perfect. That's fine. Extended coverage of a non-ACST match. Nichols versus Liss. Hey, here's your chance to shine in the limelight.
I think we should wait and do it with Saccone on.
No, we should do this a little after. I'm here right now. The people want to see a match. Let's give them a match.
Oh, we got a match on Tuesday coming up with me.
Oh, this is a preview.
Oh, it's a preview.
This is a preview of the match. You want to get yourself out there? Here you go. Here's your chance. You might end up on a World's team. You never know.
Yeah, the World's team would be good. Do you think my bowling scores could knock Craig Holbrook out of the World's team?
Maybe if Craig bowled righty.
Possibility.
Maybe. Blindfolded as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's still only a maybe. I hate to tell you.
So we're here in the 4th string. Bob Lee has a 61 after.
He has a 69 now.
A 69 after 77 actually right now after 7. Attempting to make a comeback and beat James Humes.
I could see a possibility of him being James Humes, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna let fate decide.
Right over here. That's take this out of here.
Now Bob has a 77.
He has a 6-pin standing up right now. Bob Lee here in the 8th frame with a 7 box. So after 8, Bob Lee has an 84 here in the 4th frame, 4th string.
Let's see if he can tie top James Hughes.
This could be a difficult spare if he's going to go for this. He needs a mark in one of these last two boxes to make James Humes come back and win. Oh, and he nails that spare.
Nailed it.
What was the spare?
That was the spare.
What was
He
the lead?
he needs a marks in the last two boxes to make James Humes.
Well, technically he's ahead right now.
I know. I mean, anything can happen in the last 5 frames.
I've seen a lot of weird things happen in this game. I've been part of them, and
You have.
so
Trying to push it this way as much as possible.
So how hard is it to get this spare right now? After our fill.
he's got a piece of wood that. I mean, your only option is to try playing that. I hit the.
What would you do? Would you aim for the right?
I hit the left tip of that piece of wood. Oh, the gutter isn't going to do anything.
No, the gutter won't.
Doesn't matter.
Gutter won't help.
So, Bob's going for an 8 box. Makes James's road a little bit. It's not an easy cakewalk, but
No.
it's not exactly a difficult road. But once again, this is a funny game. Anything can happen.
It is.
Only needs 50 pins with 2 balls.
True.
Barring anything crazy happening.
And now James Humes
Should be 2 more.
back onto the back to the lane.
There's your James Humes coming up for the last 5 frames in the 4th string,
Anything could happen.
and he's on a strike fill right now. He just threw his first ball. Anything can happen right now. Here's James's. Oh, he just missed another spare.
So close.
Huh?
That was really close.
So after 6 boxes, James Humes has a 76 with four boxes to go here in the 4th string.
That is 1 point lower than when Bob had in the 7th frame.
So we're down here in Abington at Timberlane's Bowling Alley, and we're here in the 4th string. James Humes is up there bowling.
And you got a 9 on this one. But my top score is 5.
So if you ever come down here to Timberlane's Bowling Alley, we got Lucci's Restaurant, which is right attached to the bowling alley, which is the bar inside the lanes here. So if you ever come down, you gotta try Uncle Lou's barbecue sauce. I mean, that is incredible.
You also need to try their ice cream sundaes.
Oh, and the ice cream sundaes. Those are really cool too.
As James Humes picks up a great spare.
And James Hughes has nailed another spare.
You should be taking lessons, Brian. You
Yes.
should be taking notes.
And here he goes with his fill.
Humes right in the 1-3 pocket, leaves the diamond left.
Another diamond. Now, isn't it true that the diamond is the easiest setup you can get a spare on? Just like that?
I find the diamond is a little bit harder than you might think to carry the back pin, depending on how you play it. If you play it too light, sometimes that back pin does not like to go.
Points higher than what
It's also easy to play that
God
a little bit too full, and you punch out the 2 in the middle.
True.
James Hughes with 111. Let's see what's gonna happen in the 10th frame.
So he has a 6 fill on the spare. Here comes the second box. The second ball. Missed the spare.
So now without a doubt.
Right now, he already beat Bob Lee.
And Bob
The
Lee
one,
is being a
the
really good sport about
126.
that. Wow, they did good.
Latest person beat you.
So right now, after 4 strings, James Humes has a 470. Bob Lee with a 435. What does Bob Lee need to do to come back and beat James Humes?
He needs to gain 36 pins on him to beat him. That's what he needs to do. Probably needs a game.
He does need a game. He needs a really good game.
We got 2 great players playing against each other here.
We got Bob Lee, James Humes, 2 of the greatest can pin bowlers of all time, up there right now. And Chris Jones, if you're out there watching right now, not to take anything away from you, you are a great bowler too. So.
Whoa!
Oh, that almost went.
That was so close.
Bob Lee is set, and he throws the ball. After 2, Bob Lee has an 18. Third frame.
And that can turn back. You can talk to Matt about it.
Here he goes. Bob Lee with the second ball in the third box. And he misses everything.
Actually, Mike, Mike Boyle called him second. So he was supposed to be at 3, so technically, if you wanted to
Time is slowly ticking away from Bob Lee here.
Oh,
he needs
it
a
is.
miracle at this
He
point.
does need a miracle. Anything can happen in the next 7
And it is
boxes.
And it is the perfect time of year for a miracle.
It's not over until it's over.
Wow, great analysis, Brian. Great analysis.
That's why there's 10 frames of bowling, because anything can happen in the last 5 frames of bowling.
ESPN 8 is going to be calling you tonight.
I've seen bowlers throw triple strikes sometimes in the last 5 frames of their boxes just to come back and win.
I've seen a couple throw 3 strikes against you to beat you by about 70 pins in the full box.
Oh, really? When did this happen? Is there video proof for this actually happening?
I have witnesses.
Okay.
And if I had him pull up the security footage from that back then, I'm sure I could get it.
That's cool. Here we go. Bob Lee in the fifth
Bob Lee
frame.
overthrows it into the corner here. He needs to get this mark to have any real chance at.
He's throwing some serious heat too.
He's throwing maybe a little bit too much heat, I think.
So we're here in the fifth string, and Bob Lee is still throwing.
There's a good ball.
Look at that, 33-mile-an-hour ball.
Yeah. It's about on average for Bob, actually.
Have you seen bowlers throw faster than the 33?
I throw 39. Timmy Douglas throws 43.
Has anyone ever thrown baseball speeds before? No? Here we go. The fifth frame. Hold on. Fifth string. Well, James Humes can actually pick up a spare on this first box. And there he goes. A spare in the first box in the fifth string for James Humes. James is defending his lead right now. And is like, I'm going to stop early. And then I'm going to get a strike. So James Humes starts off the fifth string with a spare strike. And it's like, I want to end this game early. And just put it away. And here he goes. Oh, he punches out two. That's a 5 fill on the strike. So after 3, James Humes has a 41.
Right in the 1-3. Humes.
Wow, look at that. James is on fire right now.
James leads the 4-5-7 with a semi-favorable piece of wood. And, oh, it just trailed on the end. I think he might have had it if he hit it.
Yeah, that would have gone.
A decent 9 for him. 50 after 4 for him.
50 after 4. So James is sitting on a 6-pin lead over Bob Lee with a box right now coming up.
With a strike.
Oh, and another strike, and another strike.
He is on fire.
James is on fire. So James has a 60 with a strike fill coming up when he comes back up for now
So how you
5
feeling,
boxes.
Brian, about your Candlepin Bowling Network debut?
Pretty good.
You feeling pretty good?
Yeah,
All right.
pretty good.
Are we going to get to see some extended coverage soon?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
You a little afraid to bowl me now?
No. We only have the alleys until 4.
I feel good about my debut with working the Mini-Can.
What do you name again? Matt. Are you one of what? Alicia. Alicia.
My name is Joseph LaForest.
My name is Alicja Kowalska.
Yeah, I remember you from the mixed world.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was originally doing video on that camera over there, But
The cord broke.
I tripped on the HDMI cable and broke it, so
That's why you saw some of the struggle when I was doing it earlier.
Bob Lee has a 53 after 6 right now. And he drops a spare in the 7th box. So maybe this is the opening that Bob Lee needs to start his run all the way to the 10th frame.
Probably really needs a double here, if anything. It's about the only way he's going to get total. Right now, he's at least trying to get 2. At least if he gets another couple marks here and a strike in there somewhere, he can make a run at maybe the game. But
So
total's pretty much.
He has a
I don't see him making
6 drop.
total.
This might make 2. He could
Really,
get another
he
one.
needs to make this. And he makes
And
it.
he makes it.
A little bit
Wow.
unconventional way to make it, but wow, what a shot up there for
And
Bob.
went. Dropped.
All right, so he's still got life on there. There's a pulse.
A heartbeat. On his
That's exactly what a pulse is,
on
Brian.
his ball.
I think they made a song about that. Looking for a heartbeat.
Yes, they did.
And another 6 and again for him. I mean, this one's a little bit.
Redeem himself with a spare.
Another easy spare. Not really easy, but
Unconventional. This is it's
It's a,
kind of hard.
basically have to throw a strike ball, and he shoots it through the hole. You had the right idea. You have to go through that spot.
But you have to hit the head pin on the left side in order to get the pins on the
Well,
right.
you can either hit it light on the right side or light on the left side. You have to hit the head pin a little bit lighter.
Yeah. So
Probably really needs at least a mark right here and a high fill to even make it somewhat difficult for James. But the way James has been throwing right now, I say this one
is out
is
of
a
reach.
pretty good swing towards James. Oh, he drops
Wow.
it. Okay.
So close to a strike.
That should have been a strike.
He could possibly get a spare.
And he hits the hits the spare on his 10th frame.
He's got his game up right.
So he has a 101 right now. Well, that is Phil right now.
Let's see if he can get a strike to finish it off.
And a 2 fill. For a whopping
And that's a 103 in the 5th ball, in the 5th string.
Down around 2 fill. Yes. For 103. Like 130. 130. You got this.
538. Wow, James has hit a double strike. Came up on the 6th frame and nailed another strike. I was like, he can beat Bob Lee's 103 even before the 5th string is over.
James Hughes is on fire. There's a pin moving.
7? Yeah, 8-7. Yep. And he hits another mark. That's a spare. So right now, James Humes in the 5th string, after 7 frames, has a 107 with a spare fill coming up.
As of now, he's defeated Bob Lee.
As of right now, James Humes has just defeated Bob Lee. Walks in, and is like, comes in and defeats him. No, yep, and it's another spare. So right now, after 8 frames, James Humes has a 126 with a spare fill coming up. So he missed another spare.
Yes!
Wow. After 9 frames, James Humes has a 142. So James needs an 8 to get 150.
I have high faith he's going to get that. And he's got 150 so far.
Right now he has a 150 right now. 1 ball to go.
So he's got 150.
150 on the number. You just put it on. That's a serious point. It happened before you put up there. You were
So our final score for today's match, after 5 strings, James Humes has a 620, and Bob Lee has a 538.
James Humes is the winner of
Every time
the
I come
match.
into Abington, one of you guys throws a 600, I throw a 540, and I'm blown away.
Got your bowling stuff? Let's go.
You really want to do this on live TV?
Oh, I want to do this on live TV.
All right.